Oh man, I am excited. The World Cup is just around the corner. I'm feeling cold, but excited. There's gonna be an interesting World Cup. It's in Qatar. Why? Don't know. Money. And it's gonna be taking place in November and December, which is weird because we had the playoffs in the summer. And apparently it's too hot to go over there. But that's neither here nor there at this moment in time because the World Cup's almost here. So I'm gonna give. Alright, let's start off with the goalkeepers. I think Gregg will take Stefan, Horvath, and Matt Turner. Why Stefan? Well, we've seen it time and time again. He prefers Stefan over the other two, and it's his clear starter in his mind. He trusts him since Columbus, and he starts him in the big games. Turner, he had a good Gold Cup. He's the clear number 2. He should be a starter, but this is Gregg we're talking about. So yeah, and the last one, Horvath over Sean Johnson. He's better with his feet, and he came off. I know this is a while back, but he came off the bench to win the USMNT national team Nations League against Mexico. So that should count for something, because this World Cup is different. COVID might strike and it hit you. And worst case scenario, Stefan and Turner don't have it. Pop in Horvath. Yeah, he's prone to error, but he comes up in a clutch situation. At least for the U.S. men's national team. And now let's go on to center backs. Oh my goodness. I think he will take Walker Zimmerman, Aaron Long, Chris Richards, and Cameron Carter-Vickers. Zimmerman, he's been good for us in World Cup qualifying against CONCACAF opponents. Yeah, he's good in the air, good defensively. Got better at passing, however, he hasn't really been that good in MLS. Aaron Long, let's face it, Aaron Long's real name is Aaron Long Berhalter, because I don't understand why Gregg is so infatuated with this player. My god, he has been poor in the MLS this season, and he's been poor for us in camp. I don't understand. This is unfathomable on how he's regarded as one of Gregg's favorite. And if you don't think he's going to the World Cup, let's be honest. He was in Nations League when he was injured. He got called up while he was injured. He wore the captain armbands a lot of time. And if I remember correctly, in a press conference, someone mentioned Aaron Long in the Bad Light, and Gregg was quoted saying, I don't understand how people see Aaron Long. I think he's a great player. Well, it's Gregg. It's his decision at the end of the day, right? Chris Richards, he's going to take him, I think. He mentioned that he didn't have 5 starters in camp, and Richards was one who was missing, so I think Richards got the plane ticket to Qatar. Whether he starts or not, it's up to Gregg. As for the last center back option, Cameron Carter-Vickers, I just think he edges out certain players like Mark McKenzie and EPB, Eric Palmer-Brown, and I just don't really know who else he would take. Plus, CCV hasn't been good for Celtic these past 2 years, and he's given CCV some starts here and there. In Nations League, he started, I think, both games, if not once, and he got called up this camp. He got injured, unfortunately, so I think he just edges out. Defensive backs, to start off with the right back positions, like Serginho Dest, DeAndre Yedlin, and Reggie Cannon. Now, Dest is a starter for our team. I don't think there's no dispute over that. The only problem is you can't really defend that good, and so that's a bit of an issue. Yedlin, the only guy with World Cup experience in our roster. Would I take him personally? No, he hasn't really had a good season in MLS. And Reggie Cannon, again, personally, I wouldn't take him, but I could see Gregg taking him because he's been picking him over again in these last few camps, and he's versatile. He could play right back and center back. And now moving on to left backs, we got Anthony Robinson and Joe Scally. Robinson, key for a team. He's the only true left-footed left back. Goes up and down, he's pretty good. As for Scally, I do think he's going to take him. Sammy Vines did not prove he was, national team level yet. Against Japan, he looked poor. And let's go over to the midfielders. Let's start with the 6. Tyler Adams, and Kellen Acosta. Obvious. They're not like for like, but Adams is our starter and a key player. And Acosta seems to be the natural replacement for him, so that's good. Personally, I would have liked to try Sands at the 6, but it's Gregg, you know how he is. Next up, we got McKennie, Musa, Luca De La Torre, and Malik Tillman. Now, McKennie and Musa. Let's start with McKennie first. Clutch in the air, physically strong, good box to box, and it's grace to pieces again, as I mentioned before. So, obvious starter. Musa, without him in the last camp, we looked atrocious. Sadly, LDT, Luca De La Torre didn't fill in his shoes, but Musa has been improving under Gattuso. Is getting better at progressing the ball, and potentially can now unlock, find those key passes. Luca De La Torre obviously looked great at the tail end of World Cup qualifying. Looked good in Nations League. He set up the game-winning assist against El Salvador with Morris headering it. And these past 2 friendlies, did he play against Saudi Arabia? I don't remember. But against Japan, he didn't look good. But no one did, honestly. And Malik Tillman didn't look that good, but I think he just edges out players like Roldan. I don't know why I mentioned Roldan. Bucio's not playing that well, I think. Probably. I don't know. He's been injured a lot lately. And, Tillman, recently for club hasn't really that good, but in certain situations he presses the ball and wins it in key areas. So I think Tillman just edges out his other competition, unless Mihailovic has a good postseason. And now the forwards, I think he will take Christian Pulisic, Gio Reyna, Brandon Anderson, Timothy Weah, and Paul Arriola. Pulisic, he's our leader, nothing more to say there. Reyna has the biggest upside of anyone in our roster, and has looked, good for Dortmund since he hasn't been injured. But that being said, he could easily miss out on this World Cup squad, not due to Gregg being a moron, but due to Reyna being injury prone at the moment. Aronson, good club form for Leeds, good presser of the ball, taking him obviously, and he's been good on the dribble for us. Well, not for us, but he's just good on the dribble in general. Timothy Weah doesn't really have good club form. He hasn't had that breakout season yet. Yeah, Lille won the league, but he didn't really do much. If anything, the Canadian over there, Jonathan David, did more than him. And Pariola, I wouldn't take him personally, although he has been impressing me in club form. But I just want to take him. He's not that good on the ball. Yeah, he's a hard worker and all that, but come on. Hard work and stuff like that shouldn't overtake talent and hard work. And I think Arriola just beats out Jordan Morris. Jordan Morris is a shell of his form himself. Maybe he would have made it on the past World Cup roster before he did his ACL. Was it ACL? I think it was. But yeah, I think. And last but not least, the strikers. I think he's gonna take Pepe, Ferreira, and Pifak. Now, Pepe has been scoring lately for his club, 2 goals, 1 assist, I think. And he's starting to look just like old Pepe. And Gregg owes him a lot for saving his job against Honduras. And Ferreira, good club season. He's been playing really well with Dallas. Had good connection with Paul Arriola, and he plays under the system. Whatever you think of that. And man, I'm hoping, this is kind of copium right now, that he might just take PFOC. I don't know how you don't, but I think he's gonna bring him in just because he's different from Pepe and Ferreira. Obviously, Sargent deserves a look. He's been scoring for Norwich and has gotten Player of the Month for them. But I just think PFOC's different. But I could genuinely see him calling up Pepe, Ferreira, and Sargent, even though they're the same type of players. But Gregg has stated that he sees as 3 different players from PFOC. I don't know, like it was really a hard one, but I do think PFOC will be going Pepe and Ferreira under Gregg Berhalter. So a little recap. I think these are the 26 men he's going to be taking to the World Cup. Goalkeeper Zach Steffen, Ethan Horvath, Matt Turner. Defensive backs Serginho Dest, Anthony Robinson, DeAndre Yedlin, Scally, and Cannon. Center backs Walker Zimmerman, Aaron Long, Chris Richards, and Cameron Carter-Vickers. Midfielders Tyler Adams, Kellen Acosta, Weston McKennie, Musa, Luca De La Torre, and Malik Tillman. Forwards Pulisic, Reyna, Arrington, Iriola, Timothy Weah. And striker PFOC, Pepe, and Ferreira. Hope you have a peachy and wonderful day, and don't let Gregg piss you off. He's pisses me off a lot lately. The system. Come on.